Hello and welcome, as it is the 12th day of June 2019. My name is Derek. All bets, trades of the like, well, that's within each his own risk and their own reward. And, well, it's really just mainly what I'm doing, what I think, all that kind of stuff. And, well, tomorrow's going to be a great day because I'm going to be going to my parents where I'm going to be setting up the trade system. Holding, well, three coins basically: Bitcoin, Litecoin, and I'm going to be setting it up to be purchasing Theta for them. Set up a Binance account, set up wallets. They already have the hardware Trezor wallet. So you can send funds over. And of course, this is the Theta coin against the US dollar on the daily, weekly time frame, which has had a nice little run so far this year. This data goes back to well, June of last, little over 1 year worth of data. Now, as far as the Theta coin, when you go in, at least with this is with Firefox, and what we have here is you're in a private window. I think that's important to have that on. And then what we can do is we can go to the wallet here. And this brings us to this is thetatoken.org, where you can create a wallet. So every time you log in, you need the file, the password. You can log in, I suppose, with it. I tested it this way before and it worked. But what I do is you have the key store file, and this is a file that should be on a secure place, not on your computer, meaning you put it on like a USB and store it in the safe spot like you would with like your Trezor wallet and such. Your private keys, you can write those down. We're going to go to those in a second, as we have on the bottom here, create wallet. But you put your password in, because when you create a wallet, you what you do is you put your passwords in. And passwords for me is so easy and it's so fun. And what I'll do is I'll just do an assortment of words, numbers, and a symbol maybe. So we'll go, maybe I'll put my name in, Derek. Go 6 war 2. Do a number sign. Go Raptor because they're doing good. Put another number in. Maybe put another symbol in with a number. And then just say, just a random word. I'm looking at a Windex bottle. So there we go. Just something random that nobody could ever come up with. And then paste, paste. And what this says, and if this is just good to read, especially with new people who are getting into this, and because this is why cryptocurrencies and this whole thing is just really cool. I understand that Theta cannot recover or reset my password or the key store file. I will make a backup of the key store file password, keep them secret, keep all wallet creation steps. So basically, say like this isn't like your like any type of accounts that you have with eBay or YouTube or Google or any type of thing where you're like, oh, I forgot my password. Let's push the forgot password button. It gets emailed to you. There is none of that. You can't contact them and say if you lost it, hey, I've lost it. It's your responsibility. But in doing so, you are at 100 complete ownership. Nobody can take it away from you. And when you have, and even with the password, people, they're going to need the private key. So in here, you would push a download key store file, and that would come up. Now, and here you would have a mnemonic phrase. So 12 words will come up. Now, what's going to happen here is it's going to, well, it says, we are about to show you mnemonic phrase. Please ensure no one can see your screen. before you continue. And when you push the continue button, words come up: film, moon, another, approve, phone, sting, boat, duck, circle, obscure, letter, bread. You could also view the private key. And one thing to do is you can copy and paste that into a file. Again, something you'd want to put in a secure spot. And then you could just copy and paste that in at a time to secure your wallet, or just go on a different computer and run your Theta. You're somewhere else. Doesn't matter what internet secure site you're on, and you can set it up this way, and there you go. So you continue, you're ready, you unlock the wallet, and what you would do is you would push the key store file, and I've put the file in, and now I can take the password, copy it, paste it in there, unlock the wallet. There we have it. I don't have any coins on here, but if I want to receive them, there's my public address, and it's good to go. And that is how you would set up a Theta wallet. And what I am very, very serious about, and I am at the point now where I got everything in line nicely, everything that I've worked over and done over the last several years. I am so confident now that the trading strategy within the ratios and such is the way to go. And I think the combination of Theta and Litecoin is going to be just fantastic. Trading those two together moving forward. As I truly believe if Bitcoin does rise above 20, we go to 40, 50, 60, wherever it goes, Litecoin will break new highs. Theta, uh, Michelle White Dove is adamant about this going really high, saying into the thousands. Even if it was 130, that's 1,000 times higher, let alone close to, and maybe, and if she's she says thousands, well, 1350 would be 1,000. That's 10,000 times higher. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a shot. So I'll go to my parents. I'll do the whole wallet thing. You control the keys. Of course, you already know within the Trezor wallet. And then just sending funds back and forth to the exchange. And with Theta, it takes 1 minute to send the coins from there, which is just fantastic because when you go to send, you put in the address, the amount, send. Now you have to have, you can see the transaction fee is the T fuel, just a fraction. So you don't really need much. You can buy one. They're just so, you can buy them on the exchange, so it's so easy on that structure. And I did some more statistics upon just trading crosses and volatility. This is 25% up, 20% down move. So a 25% gain up on a ratio. So 100 to 125 or 125 down to 100 style moves. And I downloaded, first I did a search on Google for the most volatile stocks in the S&P 500. And I got a list of a bunch. The first one didn't have much data, so I got the second and third. Apparently RMD and CLG were like very volatile. So from May 14th of 2007, which is a span of a little over 12 years, there has been 15 occurrences in which RMD against the US dollar has had a move of 25%. So again, going from 100 to 125, and then from that point, either back to 100, and 25% on 125, that would be, well, 25 plus 6 and a quarter would be 31. Would be like 161. So either the next move is either goes to 161 and a quarter or 100, yada yada yada. It just keeps on doing that and keeps on calculating. So that's what I computed on a spreadsheet. Now, if you put the two together of RMD, CLG, and just divide the two together, the volatility was a little greater, and at 26 occurrences. And again, this is over a 12-year plus period, in well less than twice half the time, or 5 years rather than 12. When we look at the crosses of Bitcoin and the US dollar, it has done it 47 times. Litecoin in the US dollar has done it 70 times. Litecoin and Bitcoin 55 times. Doji in the US dollar 116 times, but there's about 30 of them in the early days that happened really fast. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. Doji, Litecoin, 95 of them. Uh, and again, a lot of them, again, in the early stages, same thing with Bitcoin, there was a good percentage there that happened that. But just the amount of times that this happens in comparison, and just a simple trade like Doji and Bitcoin, which is two less volatile coins in general. Well, 88 in 5 years. Well, that works out to like, well, 88 and that's 17 per year, or like 1.2, 1.3 per month. That's a lot more and a lot more moves that are available. But in combining the more like a Theta and Litecoin, I think you're set up for a lot more of those kinds of moves and a lot larger volatility. More importantly, of course, you are talking about just coins that should have phenomenal gains each. And if you get separate moves amongst each other, Litecoin goes up first, then Bitcoin, or excuse me, Theta. It's just a magnificent situation. And we'll finish this off by a chart that I made earlier, which is that of Litecoin and Theta, the daily chart. This is the entirety since Theta existed. And what we're seeing here is it just chopping up and down. But let's just take a look at these moves in here. This high around 2200. I could probably do a straight line a lot easier if I push the control button. I think it is. I push control and I go like this. Straight line. Okay, so it goes from two. There's half its value going down. At this low here, this is like 420. 420 up to about like almost 7. 700 down to below 5. 500 to about 800. 800 to about 5. And then just like the volatility here. We're in lower volatile times, but when we have situations like in here, that's like losing half its value, just enough to make enough to get some trades in. This entirety in here, just great moves, and the reason why it went down was because Theta had that tremendous gain, and now Litecoin has been doing so well lately, and we can see it's been getting it back. So in ratio trading, oh, Theta was going up, so you're selling Theta and you're acquiring Litecoin. And then when Litecoin was going up, good thing I acquired Litecoin. Now you're accumulating Theta for the Litecoin you sell within moves of this kind of nature. Furthermore, what this chart, I want to talk about a lot of the naysayers of the Michelle White Dove people. As J Snip Force channel had her come out well over a year ago. Well over a year ago. Early in its days. And like I said, she's adamant about going to that point. And when you listen to a lot of the things, one that she was basically talking about, it's something you really want to hold on, like it's a long-term thing, that there's swings in its movements. And if you just try to read her, sort of like I'm used to reading people at the poker table, I could tell right there that I was thinking, yeah, it's probably going to be one of those things you want to swing trade because it's going to have a lot of its up and down movements before it goes up. And we've had the entire crypto market back in 2018 do nothing but go down. And Litecoin was one that performed a lot better against other altcoins in comparison to how much it's lost, rebounded, all that type of stuff. Well, the way I look at it is Theta did a very good job compared to other coins during the 2018 bear market. And because of that, I'm extremely confident about it. And I guess I'm not done yet. I'm going to be showing Theta against Bitcoin because I started off against the dollar, but to me, Bitcoin chart is the one that's where it's at that I like to look at. But before we do that, as far as a technical analysis in here, hey, you know what? Maybe this is poised for a big breakout. But my strategy doesn't care if the next key level is, oh, it's going up to 13, or if it's going to break down and we're going to see these levels down in here. I don't care. Either way, I'm just going to trade. If it goes up, that means I'm going to be selling Litecoin, buying Theta. And when it goes down, I'm going to be doing the opposite. And then you get the situations, even if you're playing for small games, and I am, here to here. And I understand, like, I'll a 7-8% move, I'll take it. And if you want to be, I understand completely, and I totally recommend it if you want to wait for more significant moves. And now that I say this, I'm going to show even more because what I've been doing is I've been working on a spreadsheet and it's still going okay. One major perk about it, but it's so be it for it. Other than that, everything's really good. Let me bring it up. This is on Google Sheets. And what I have is basically I took all of these coins and you put the link in and then you put in this formula of import XML. And what it does is it gets all the prices. These are ones that I had from before. So some of them, so Litecoin was 135 at the time, or excuse me, 138 when I put it in. Now it's at 135. But in a different sheet, what I've done is I've put in all the ratios in here. So the Litecoin and Theta one 979. This number here is where my last trade is, and here. And then what this does is it calculates maximum price subtract minimum divided by the minimum. So what the percentage move is since. So for me, I mean, everything is like totally near the last price. Nothing to trade. I need at least 5-6%, depending on, of course, what it is and what the market conditions are. And what I've been doing in here is putting in different times of when what these will look like. So this is what, and basically here, this is in bold because this got up to 5.27. Well, that was when dash theta. Well, at that point there, and I know you can't see all of it because I got like that, but dash theta in here, it was the ratio got up. There actually was like 7.5 what I took, and that was where I sold dash to buy theta. And here, it's Litecoin and Tron. And this is where I sold Litecoin to buy, or excuse me, I sold Tron to buy Litecoin. I got about 9% of a move on the one that I got. But I just bolded because you see it went to 0.76 because I reset it. It goes down to zero pretty much after the reset. And now what I can do is I can put in what the current time is, which is 23:05. So I started this at 2 p.m. Eastern, and sometime between 2 p.m. and 1600, which is 4:27. I just copied and pasted it, but what happens is I noticed that it's just going to stay stale like this for some time. So again, the closest thing, I mean, 3%, nothing, like 3.2%, Litecoin GRS, whatever. So I'll go like this, paste special, paste the values only, and then I'll put this into percent. And this is just for like whatever purposes. I mean, just for fun, I guess. But yeah, that's the spreadsheet that I've made. If you're interested in the formula, I can let me know and I can help you out. And let's finish this off within the Theta versus Bitcoin. It's just down so much. I'm not done buying this myself. I'm probably going to cross this against three other things, probably still yet. Just not sure what and when I'm going to buy more. I don't know. Like I stated, what I'm crossing it already against is well, the theta. You got just refresh it like this. Dash, Arc, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, and Go. Those are the ones. I'm probably going to add a couple more with them as well because I think that's a serious smart investment moving forward. And again, let's take a look at this chart because I've only shown the weekly term. Let's go to the daily. And okay, maybe it's starting to lose momentum in here. Either way, again, like I say, if this goes down, will it go down enough for the ratios to flip? And will this go up big in time? And I think the answer is I don't know and yes. But it's still holding on this 18 average, so all this, however you want to draw this trend line, none of it is breaking down. And the 18 average of lows is my big indicator, of course. It's not even touching it yet, so it's still in this. It still hasn't failed this correctionary test. It's most certainly an attempt here for 4 days to get this thing going. It never did. And in doing so, of course, is testing this three hit level of resistance. No, not yet, three hit, because this doesn't count. Because well, I guess in that area, but this has been big resistance. It's now in the support area. Where it goes from here, you know what? Time will only tell. Straight down now, we can see that within this, the trend line here is broken. It's gotten below the 18 average and significantly. So, however, I mean, the trend line, it's not going to be a straight line, but I'm just so obvious that it's broken it. And now you got to start talking about, well, what's the key low and high? Well, the key low wasn't here. This is key low with, of course, the key high. Will we retrace down to test Fibonacci? Yeah, and I think if we do, there's a good chance that the lows are going to be near within this market. But when these things are ready to go, they have fantastic moves, as was the case here November 30th, and then the run here from January 22nd all the way up to March the 11th. Fantastic moves. And as shown within the chart in here, those fantastic moves were this. So some of this going up was because Theta was falling back, and then the other part was because Litecoin was rallying. But all part of the strategy, all hoping that it continues this way, where Litecoin has a phenomenal move, and then Theta after that, and so on and so forth. And I really don't got much left to say, but to me that, and another good one is Theta and GoCoin, especially when you like the fact that you control your own private keys. I mean, GoChain is even simpler. I've showed it before. I'm going to show it again. So this is the Theta wallet. So if we go and where's my bookmarks? If we go to the Go chain here, this is it for the page. Open wallet, create account. Very simple. And when you create account, you only get your private key and your public key. This is the key where you would send funds to, your GoCoin to. And this is your private key, of course. Again, like always, something that you want to protect the best means that you can. Back it up. Write this down on a piece of paper. 0x1, E6, A8, and so on and so forth. Verify it a couple times. It might take multiple minutes. But if you're making any type of serious or noticeable investments within it, to me, I feel it's a very good idea. And then you have it on a file that's on a USB. You're not going to write these numbers down. But bad case scenario, if you have to write it down because you're on a piece of paper, yeah, you're typing 0x1e because of the fact you wrote it down. That's great. But you know what? We should be able to recognize it with your phone. Just do an app, boom, and you can do it that way. Either way, let's just copy this, and now let's open this wallet. So let's go to GoChain. Let's open a wallet. Oh, your private key. Okay, let's put the private key in. And there we go. When you put funds in there, you will see funds in zero. You can see view and explore. You can see all the stuff in there. And you send it to, you send to the amount, and then you push the send button. That's about as easy as it is. Now, deploy contract. I have never ever done any of this before, but I prefer a regular transaction. I've done this a lot, a few times anyway. And to send Theta again from the time you send Theta to the to Binance, it's probably going to be around a minute, if not less. This one might be a little longer than a minute, but probably not two. Probably 1 to 2 minutes. So when you're running to do this, the markets are moving fast. At least you can know you can send it to your wallet and it's going to be there, and you don't have to wait even 20, 30 minutes, which is respectable in time. You're not going to have to go through that. And if you just want to get the job done, you got things to do and you just don't want to spend much time doing it. Okay, it's time to trade, so I have to send coin from one of those wallets. So regardless of which one it is between GoCoin and the Theta, it's only going to take a quick time. You send it to Binance, you sell one on the exchange because that's really how the trade the how you trade ratios work. Because you should only have a few satoshis in Bitcoin for your balance on places like Binance or whichever exchange you're working with. Because there really isn't a need, unless you want to have your sell orders in, and you don't even really need to have them, especially with the fact of there's just no need for it. Now on Binance, you're going to need maybe a bit of Binance coin. Just if you want, if you're not long on it, just buy one, and then just or even a half of one if you can, just to pay your fees and get the lower rate and lower transaction fees. But uh, once that says one coins, it should be once coins are confirmed on Binance, uh, then you should sell it for Bitcoin. Your balance for Bitcoin goes higher because obviously maybe you sell worth 1% of a Bitcoin worth, you have 0.01, 0.00425, whatever. So then you go to buy the other one. There's a 100% button. I use the basic Binance Exchange. I think it's very nice. I do not like the advanced one. And you push the 100% button. You buy whatever the other coin is at market price. You have those coins. And then you go to the withdrawal. Send that coin to the public address to the particular coin. And you again have nothing on the exchange. So you could, it could be 8 o'clock. You're like, oh, it's time to trade. So you go to the wallet, you send your Theta, and it's 8:01 when you send the Theta because it takes you a minute to log in and send the funds. And now it's 8:02 and they're available on the exchange. So you go on there, you sell your Theta, and it's still 8:02. You go to the Litecoin exchange, you buy your Litecoin. Then you go to withdrawals and it's closing in on 8:03. You push the paste for the public key, you send everything, push the send button, and then you might have to check your phone for a 2FA, all that type of stuff. And well, it's been 3 or 4 minutes or whatever, and now you no longer really have any funds on Binance, with the exception of that microscopic amount of Bitcoin that was left from your last trade, and the Binance coin that you have. And again, there's nothing wrong with having coins on there for trading and such, but all I'm stating is that they're not required at all to be there. And with Litecoin, even though I'm talking about how the Go chain and Theta are super fast, they're 1 2 minute send coins, and that's fantastic that they are. Skycoin is as well, but I'm not a big fan of a long-term holding for that because I think it's a very more riskier coin. But Litecoin, you're talking 5 6 7 minutes. Go for a coffee break, do other work, do different things. It's only 7 minutes, maybe 9. It's fast. And thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, I look forward to any comments that you may have. And if you are trading Theta and across with other coins, I look forward to hearing what coins you are trading with it. I mean, to me, it really doesn't make really much of a difference. Almost, if you tell me, "Oh, I'm trading Theta with Ravencoin," okay, cool. With Ethereum Classic, sweet, good choice. I'm trading it with ETC as well. I'm trading it with, say, the Atom coin. Okay, cool. Ethereum, sweet. I'm not trading it with that, but you could almost list almost any of those coins. I'm like, hey, you know what? It really is almost just pick two together and divide one by the other and then just play the swings that each coins have, because I've said it many times with coins, when they're ready to go, they just go. And you never need to know when to predict when it's going to happen, but when you see it happen, you just reflect your trades upon such. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.